Thank you for watching Mind Rise 365 TV. I'm your host, Jackie. It's my first video, so it's gonna suck, kinda, but the message will be good. And if you clicked on this video today, it means that you want to know how to cure your depression or help somebody else cure depression. It's a big stance to make, right? Like, I have the cure to depression. Who am I? Well, if you came here for the short answer, I'll give it to you. The cure for depression is the power of your mind. Knowing the power of your mind. That's the cure for depression. Now, that's all you came for. You got your message. But if you really want to know how I came to this conclusion, then I'll tell you. So about 3 years ago, I just made a decision to start studying what was going on with my mind, because I was having all these negative thoughts that I felt like I couldn't stop having, and I needed to know how to stop it. So going to therapy wasn't something I was willing to do at that time anymore. Taking medications was absolutely off my list, so I was gonna figure out how to control my mind differently, the way my mind works and the story that I create with my mind by the thoughts that I carry. And I've been conditioned to live by. So anyway, about 2 years ago, I started writing my second book, which is a personal development book about mindset transformation. And in this book, I share my journey of how I became aware of what was going on in my mind, how to control my thoughts, and how I was able to shift from being depressed to usually happy or peaceful every day. It's changed my life. Or the way I present my book is to transform the story your mind writes. I know that sounds a little crazy, like, isn't everybody living in the same reality? No, absolutely not. Of course we aren't living in the same reality. Some people's perception of the way the world is completely different from other people. And I know you've seen many examples of that, so you could not believe that we are all living in the same reality, because we're not. You actually create the reality that you decide to live in by the type of thoughts that you hold within your mind. Transform the story your mind writes. That's what I teach people to do. What does it mean? So what I believe is that we all write the story for the perception that we call our reality. That is within our story. We all have a story. There's a story behind what you believe, how you behave, and how you choose to present yourself to others. That there's a story behind the way you describe yourself, and when you're asked that ever so awkward question of, so tell me about yourself. We usually choose to rely on common hobbies, our occupation, and positive attributes about ourselves to share with others when asked that question. But do we even really know the answer? So tell me about yourself. If you are in pain for any kind of reason, it's because of the things that you are telling yourself. A lot of times we think our pain is created based on the event, but I'm going to prove to you that that is not the reason why you're in pain. Pain is based around the story that you created around the event. There is the event, and then there is the story or conclusion we create around the event. Which one you think causes more pain? The story, right? Because once the actual event has happened, the only reason the pain lingers is because of the memory or the story we tell ourselves that keeps the pain lingering. So therefore, the pain is really created based on the story, not even the main event that happened. When I tell someone I want them to transform the story their mind writes, what I'm essentially saying is it's time to rearrange or correct the story you tell about your life. Okay, Jackie, how do I change my story if I'm telling my truth about who I am and what actually happened to me? Transforming the story your mind writes is all about exposing the lies and revealing the truth of who you are. By correcting the errors in the story, reading or becoming aware of what's already inside of your story, and then make proper corrections once you become And then learning to write a more constructive story that is conducive to the life that you want to live and how you want to feel on the inside. You have the power to recreate the story that you tell yourself about whatever event that you experience, whatever. And once you change the story, the negative thoughts that you have also change. What is conditioning? We hear that term a lot, but what does that really mean? To condition, to train, to practice, to program. Mind control. As children, we are completely innocent. We're authentic with our way of being. Play, we explore, never pretend to be someone that we are not. We only like to do the things that we like, and we don't try to control our emotions. Children are free with their emotions. It isn't until we learn how we should and shouldn't be that we start changing from being our authentic self. And once we learn the language, we start understanding all the stories that everyone else starts telling us about life. People would tell us stories about the way the world is, and they tell us stories about who we are and who we should and shouldn't be. They teach us the way we should and shouldn't be. They teach us what is good, what is bad, what is beautiful, what is ugly, what is right, what is wrong, what is acceptable, what isn't acceptable, through reward and punishment. Right away, we're taught that we are not the way we should be and that we should be a different way than we naturally are. Immediately, we stop being ourselves and start pretending to be when we are not so that we can be who we should be. Many times we forget who we really are. This gets passed on from generation to generation to generation to generation. These distorted beliefs about reality. So in conclusion, if you want to cure your depression, you need to figure out what type of things you are telling yourself. What type of stories are you telling yourself that are causing you to feel depressed? You need to examine those stories. Become aware of the conclusions that you have created in your story, that you have self-created in your story, and correct those conclusions to tell the truth. Does your past predict your future? Yes, for most of you. But it doesn't have to be that way. The reason the past predicts the future is because every morning you wake up and remember who you were yesterday, and you start acting. And you continue to play that role. That's why the same things keep happening. Because you keep playing the same role you were in yesterday, so you're going to have the same results as yesterday. Also, you carry what happened yesterday into today. I wonder how differently we would operate if we woke up every morning with no memory of the things that happened the day prior. Or will we be braver? Will we really do what we feel called to do every day? Wake up, we remember who we were yesterday, or what happened 10 years ago, or when we were kids, and we start behaving today based on what happened then. And that's why most people are depressed. So I hope this was able to give somebody some clarity about it, and I'll be speaking more about Mind Power Science to educate you more about how to control your thoughts and also even to get out of your depression. So talk soon, subscribe for more videos. This is my first one, so it's not going to be the best, but it's okay. Feedback is welcome.